All right, what's up? Hello and welcome everyone. I know, right? You thought you wouldn't see me here anymore. I'm back. So let me give you a little bit of an update on what happened and what is going to happen in the future. So number one, first of all, I'm sorry that I didn't really put out like an official statement. I talked about it in my last live stream, but that's also been like a while ago now. And unfortunately, I had some problems in my family, and that was that a family member was diagnosed with colon cancer, and with the way our family is spread out over multiple countries, it was very difficult to arrange something and figure something out. And unfortunately, a lot of that fell into my hands, because I suppose what I do is kind of disposable, right? Like, what I do is kind of not as reliable of an income, and so, you know, since most other people would have to sacrifice a pretty big amount of their money, it was chosen that I would be the one to set it all up and figure everything out, and figuring out we did, I guess. But yeah, it was a little bit of a problem, but you know, we finally got it all set up, and I obviously also had to, you know, be emotional support for family members that certain family members that needed it. And so I really just didn't have the head for anything streaming related, and I think it was also a pretty good break, because I got into some mental space with the streaming thing, and I think I was trying a little bit too hard for my own good, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, I basically just that was the reason, and I just didn't really put out a statement, because I think I spent like a couple of days on my PC. Not really. I missed the Lost Ark launch, which is pretty tragic. I missed Path of Exile. I only recently got into playing again, so yeah, that was a little unfortunate. But you know, I did play a couple of League games, and you know, did some stuff, but I haven't touched Don't Starve ever since I've streamed last, so that's going to be something. But yeah, I wanted to also talk a little bit about the future of my channel and what I'm going to do with it, because obviously my channel has been quite stagnant, and I've tried a couple of things. You know, my general idea when going into the streaming thing and when going into the YouTube thing is that I wanted to figure out what works for me and what doesn't, and I figured a couple of things out that don't work for me, and I also got some stuff that does work for me. So first of all, obviously variety streaming, the way I wanted to do it, apparently doesn't really work out for me. I do take a while to get good at games, and I also prefer to be able to focus on games. And so what I want to do, or what I want to figure out, is I want to figure out whether or not I can do something like my stream being a little bit more chill zone, you know, where I do less content oriented stuff and more hangout oriented stuff, the way I wanted it to do in the beginning, and then try to do more scripted and more high velocity, high momentum content on my YouTube. So I'm still figuring out the boundaries of all of that, right? Like which games I want to cover and stuff like that. But the idea for that is that I'll be doing like rather 2 or 3 YouTube videos a week rather than 5. So there was like a point in time where I did 5 YouTube videos a week, and that didn't really work out for me, because the quality of the video suffered, because obviously, first of all, my editing suffered. I just had less time. If you guys know, I also do a lot on the side besides streaming, right? So the streaming thing is kind of a side gig, and obviously doing all the editing plus the streaming, not really optimal. So the way I want to do it is that basically I want to have this base plan of when I stream, and then whenever I have free time, I'm going to try to stream as well. And then on my YouTube, I'm going to try to upload YouTube videos that are more scripted content. And generally I'm going to like really create a video and like a whole plan for this in the future, but I just wanted to kind of holler at you guys, say, hey, this is what happened, and I'll be back in the next couple of weeks. I'll be starting you know, the whole live streaming thing again, and there will be a plan, and we'll figure everything out, and then hopefully for that time we can set something up that is a little bit more stable. And I know my camera quality also needs some work because everything has changed, and so we'll see where that leads me. But I'm fine. To anyone who asked, I'm fine. I'm also emotionally doing pretty good now, and you know, it generally was more of a I just didn't have the head space for streaming, because it's not something that earns me money. And in some situations, I'm sure you people know these situations, that you just like, all you care about is money, food and water, and then you just try to take care of a person that, you know, needs it. And that was kind of my thing, and I think I managed that pretty successfully, and now I want to focus on streaming again. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my live streams or over on YouTube. Goodbye, everyone.